I'm Sarah Star, and this is your space weather forecast for the day. We just had an X-class flare, and our Schumann is spiking white again. And it's the new moon in Aquarius. A lot of things are going on today. So everything is about to rapidly change with our new moon in Aquarius. And this is a pivotal point in whichever way your future lies. It is the end of a new cycle and a completely new beginning. Your central nervous system may be feeling out of whack. You may be feeling very intense or uneasy today. And because these new thoughts and ideas are coming in and out so quickly, it can make you feel a lot more anxious and it can feel a lot more uneasy. So the key today is to pace yourself, to slow down. Don't do too much physical activity today. You need to sit, you need to observe. Today is an observation day because over the next week, things are going to start speeding up. There's going to be a lot more clarity that is going to be presented to you, a lot more awareness, and especially this is going to integrate into our future plan. These are those clearings that we're going through. This is that new moon energy that is coming, a solid block, mind you. Yet again, a lot of releases and a lot of density that kind of surrounds this right now. Some minor spikes on the sides, but the major bulk is around this area. So if you've been having vivid dreams about this new future that you're building towards, today's the new moon in Aquarius. This is all about that transformation, those new beginnings. Literally everything is lining up today, especially with the X-class flare. These things happen for a reason. So we had this beautiful X-class flare earlier today. It came from region 3575. That is no longer on the sun. It has 0 Earth-directed components because it is so far off that we're literally just not going to have anything. But you can see it shining here. Could you imagine if this was Earth-directed and exactly the power and amplitude that it would have been? And you can tell that the proton levels are a lot higher just based on the imagery. As you can see, there's patterns and things that looks a little bit fuzzy. That's the proton levels, and that can actually send us into an S1 solar radiation storm, a minor one, but we are already seeing an increase in our solar proton levels because of this. And yet again, very far off of the limb of the sun, not Earth directed at all, yet we're still getting these light codes from that specific X-class flare. And it was quite a major jump. We've had many M-class flares. 3575 that gave us that X-class flare was very active. Yes. It was extremely active. And obviously, here's proof in the pudding here. But lots of M-class flares we've had over the week. Not too many CMEs, nothing too strong, except for this one. But we still do have a 25% chance of having another X-class flare from a region that is going to be Earth-directed this weekend. And here's the look at the sun today. So we have many sunspot regions. There is only one that is giving us a lot of light and a lot of potential for an X-class flare and some more M-class flares. And that's 3576 right next to me. In the next 2 days, it will be Earth directed around the Super Bowl. If anybody knows the conspiracy and things around that, who knows? But here's a look at that sunspot region. It is still in beta, delta, and gamma range. It has went down in the number of sunspots because we have had so many M-class flares from here. It's popping off very strategically. However, we do have a lot of more potential for it to go off today. We do have a 5% chance of having an X-class flare. The proton level is also higher, so if we do get more from this region associated with that X-class flare, we could definitely slip into those solar radiation storms. It did go up in size. The intermediate larger leader group spot has obviously elongated. It has gotten a lot larger, but we're going to continuously monitor this throughout the weekend, and we do yet again have a potential for having another X-class flare on top of the X-class flare that we had today. And also proton level percentage 25%, X-class flare percentage 25%. We're definitely going to get some C-class flares. That's just a given. And then our M-class flare percentage is around 60% for all of the other sunspot regions, plus the one I just showed you. Now that X flare is sending us into a little bit of a reach in our solar proton levels. Like I said, you can see us increasing. We do have a slight chance of reaching these S1 solar radiation storms, which is a minor radiation storm, but we just had this X-class flare. We kind of just went straight up. So yet again, we will monitor this today and tomorrow. And just showing you, we had a very large type 2 radio blackout. It affected these areas. It is continuously going back and forth in its absorption. So communication will be an issue today, especially as it travels throughout our world. And of course, with more C-class flares and M-class flares and that percentage of having another X-class flare, our magnetic field is already weakened from the X-class flare that we already had. So we can slip into these radio blackouts kind of really smoothly, very quickly. So yet again, communications is going to be a really tough thing today and into the coming weekend, because we are getting so much light from our sun, not only in the Schumann resonance, but on the sun as well. This is 3576. So yet again, this one is the one that is just lighting up everything. I'm waiting for this to go off. Well, it already has. We have had 3 M-class flares from there within the past 24 hours. The largest one was this M3.9, and many radio blackouts. Yet again, it's just back to back light. But get ready, guys. New moon, Schumann resonance, spikes, X-class flare. This weekend is building up. So take advantage of it, but don't do too much today, okay? Today is time to relax. Today is time to reflect, to release, and build those new beginnings. That's all what we need to do. Just observe and just be yourself and stay in a state of happiness and gratitude and love and light and all that good shit. So let me know in the comments if you are feeling this, because I felt a very large exhilarating jolt. Actually, I am still feeling this. Yet again, central nervous system is going to be out of whack. These ascension symptoms are going to be a lot more intense, especially for those empaths or those people who are sensitive to energy. You may feel a little bit more drained, or you may feel like you're doing human zoomies again. So drop a comment. Do you feel the energy coming in today? And also, what are you trying to build towards for the new moon? I hope everybody is staying sane. Fingers crossed for everybody releasing. And just be yourself. That's all you have to do. But a higher version of yourself. Love ya.